Welcome back to the Summer League Basketball Coaches Show, and we get into the top three in the men here now, Steeman, and number 3 is Oral Roberts coming into the season.
I think so, and rightfully so. I think we're going to have a chance to visit with Paul Mills, the head coach, and who's really assembled a very talented roster and probably his most balanced roster in the past few years. And I believe there's good reason for optimism for Oral Roberts University. Yeah,
you got to be smiling a little bit. Let's bring in head coach Paul Mills at Oral Roberts. And no joking, it's amazing that more people did not pick you guys to be in one of those top 2 spots with what you got on this roster, Coach.
Well, we're okay with that. We'll be happy to tell our guys how everyone was picked ahead of us. I'm sure they'll see the poll, but I like our guys. I think that you see a lot of times there are talented rosters, and you've seen this in recent years in the Summit League where there is talent, but it doesn't necessarily translate to wins or being a good team. And so there is more to just assembling a roster and trying to get production out of it than just assembling talent. And fortunately, I love our guys. I enjoy who they are as people. I enjoy being around them. All of those aspects that allow you to have a successful season that very comfortable with. First, you have to have talent, but then you have to be able to bring talent together. And as I tell them, a player-led team is better than a coach-led team. And we have 5 guys who are seniors who are very good leaders, and several of them who've been around and understand the Summit League, understand the competitiveness that's required. So we're excited.
Paul, you talk about your 5 seniors, and it's so valuable to have that experienced leadership. But I think maybe the player that really took the Summit League by storm last year, redshirt sophomore Kevin O'Banner, 6'8", 6'9", and kind of a do-it-all type player, and he played in such a mature manner last year. And I believe it was either Lindy's or Street and Smith that had him as the Summit League's best pro prospect. And it's kids will all read that stuff, things like that. How do you help Kevin O'Banner continue to develop his game and not allow any of that complacency to set in?
Well, we ran around the entire city of Tulsa and took out all of those Lindy's magazines to make sure that he never saw that. The Jim Collins book, The Enemy of Great, is good, and he is good, but we're trying to get him to become great, to become better. He's made strides. He's a 44% three-point shooter last year in the league. He's a very good rebounder. He and E-Man were double-double guys. Or they were top 10 in regards to rebounding and scoring. So they're both very capable, but Kevin has the ability to stretch it. We have to get him to take better care of the basketball. But Kevin is as hungry a player as you'll see, and he's terrific to be around. He's matured a lot, and he shows up day in and day out ready to compete, and that's what you ask for.
Taking a little look here at some of the other guys, Deshang Weaver is another guy that is 6'8". Emmanuel Nezekwezi, we'll see him coming up here. You got a lot of guys with some size that goes with a lot of skill, not just size, right, Coach?
Yeah, DJ was a 42% three-point shooter, and you got to remember 44 and 42 for Kevin and DJ. They were both freshmen and hadn't really been around, and so the opportunity. I do think that you see your biggest growth from your freshman to your sophomore year because those guys have a better understanding of what's required and the things that are needed. And I'm excited about both of those guys' future. They're both from Houston, where I'm from, and so to be able to watch their maturation as players and as people has been fun. And then obviously I do think that Emmanuel brings a lot to the table. He's had as good a summer as I've seen in my 25 years of doing this. And his summer was really impressive. The strides that he's made, he's not ever shot over 30% from 3 during his 3 years. And I think you'll see him have the ability to stretch it a little bit more than what he's been in the past. But we won't take away from what he does well, and that's dominate around the block and offensive rebound.
And Coach, I'll tell you what, you didn't even get a chance to get to Ty Lazenby and also DeAndre Burns, a couple of guys going to come in and really make a solid impact in addition to all that talent you have returning. There's good reason for a ton of optimism down at Oral Roberts University.
Well, Greg, as you know, it is it's fun when you walk into a gym and you have enough guys to scrimmage. We haven't been able to have that. We haven't even had 10 guys who've been healthy enough in order to do that the past 2 years. And we were fortunate we didn't have to take any walk-ons this year during tryouts because we had enough on the roster. But Ty and DeAndre bring a lot to the table. Both of them are experienced. Ty was a junior college All-American, and DeAndre was a top 120 shooter during his sophomore season at Arkansas Little Rock. So both of those guys are going to bring a ton to the table.
All right, Coach Paul Mills, we appreciate it, sir. We really look forward to watching these guys play. Oral Roberts is loaded this year on the men's side. When we come back, we'll get to the top 2 picks, starting with the University of South Dakota Coyotes.